Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Saturday, February 22nd out here. Lambing season is officially underway. So welcome back to the farm, guys. Thanks as always for joining us. Yesterday was just an ordinary Friday afternoon. Received news that Mary here actually had twins. Can't say I'm surprised. She was very wide throughout her entire pregnancy. So twin lambs from Mary. I get home. She actually had one that is completely white and one that's completely brown. Go figure. Everybody was healthy. By the time I got over here last night, I was expecting to roll up on those two lambs. We actually stumbled upon two more. So one of the other girls who's actually down over the hill right now has two more lambs with her. So like anytime you have lambing, obviously you're out here a lot more than normal. They're kind of keeping their distance from us, making sure the lambs are safe and they don't really want to be bothered by the other sheep. You guys know that we did separate the naughty rams, as we're calling them. They're down in the main corral. Spot's the only guy that's left with us up here, and he's doing a great job. He's not even really bothering with the ewes, with the lambs, anything like that. So far, so good. Why don't we hop in here and try to get a little bit closer for you, see if we can see some newborn lambs. So like I said, we had four. I was over here last night. Everybody was healthy. Actually, two were caught in the electric netting, go figure. That netting has definitely been more of a hindrance for us at this point. So we got them out. They were fine, maybe a little bit shocked. They went back to the mother, no issues. This morning I was over first thing. It was cold last night, down to about 10 or so. They were perfectly fine here this morning. The odd thing that's going on right now, and I've seen this before in lambings in the past, Mary and the other ewe here are actually kind of playing mother swap, where three of the lambs, I don't know if you guys can see here, three of the lambs are actually down with her. Obviously the brown one would be Mary's, and then the other white one here is with her. So it's basically three with one ewe, one with another, which is a little odd, and I guess you'd say slightly concerning. I wouldn't necessarily worry about it as long as I know a first time ewe is able to support three lambs. Typically a sheep that's experienced will have no issues, but a first timer, obviously that leads a little bit of concern, being that the brown one obviously wasn't hers. I do also think that Mary would now reject that one if it went back to her. It's just kind of the way sheep seem to work. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm definitely obviously keeping a close eye on it. It's definitely interesting to say the least. So I was over here with Alora and the kids just a little bit ago, and we actually, one of these lambs were pretty far apart from the rest of the flock, so we were a little concerned. Sounds like she was just laying out in the sun getting some warmth, but we didn't actually see this one nursing whatsoever. And I do see it's back here with Mary, which is definitely a good sign. I've actually seen this one nurse. It looks like it might again right here, maybe not. But she's at least making the attempt, so that's a good sign. And then the other three, like I said, they're a big old happy family down there. They're definitely keeping their distance, so I'm not trying to spook them, but those guys were running, as you guys saw in the intro here. So they're definitely pretty strong early on here, which is great to see. I don't know if you guys can see the brown one right between her back legs there, nursing away right now. So for whatever reason, that one's decided to take on a new mother. I don't know what our breakdown is yet as far as male female. Again, we try not to get in and handle them too much. We don't obviously want to disrupt the motherly instinct. I really don't want to go down the road of bottle feeding again. I mean, if we had to, we absolutely would, but you try to let these animals just raise them on their own. They are good at what they do. They're good mothers naturally. So we'll just kind of watch nature take its course here. And as soon as we would see an animal weak, that's when I would want to intervene here. That's why I'm paying extra attention to this one. Again, even when I came up here this afternoon, it was laying here kind of by itself. But again, it's up and moving. It's nursed now a couple times, so I think we're doing pretty well here right now. There goes the lamb train down the hill. And if I were a betting man, I'm pretty bad at getting the timing right on this. I would have actually guessed that Brownie up in the back there, I mean, look how wide she is. I would have guessed that she was the one that lambed first, and then Mary, and then that girl down there remains nameless at this point, which I'm not sure why. So I do want to hang out with these guys a little bit and just kind of monitor them. That is, you guys have heard me say this, that's important. Just keep an eye on what's going on. Pretty much I'll come over here every couple hours in the first couple days just to make sure that they're nursing. That's key. You know, as long as they're feeding away, they're gonna be okay. The times that you start to worry is when they really aren't getting milk, or you know, you'll know right away if the mother's starting to reject them. She'll be putting her head down and trying to shoo them off or whatever it may be. So it's important just to stay close to your animals, just keep watching. So we'll kind of hang with them a little. Again, we joke a little bit about the timing. That's honestly, it's not important. It doesn't matter who drops lambs first. The real thing is that you have 4 healthy lambs on the ground, which is definitely huge for us as far as expanding the flock. The cool thing is, guys, we still have potential here for a number of new lambs. We got the 2 girls up there by Mary right now, Lammy and one of Mary's lambs. They are most likely bred as well. I don't see any world that they wouldn't be. And then Brownie, who I showed you, who could be literally any day at this point. So making a few assumptions here, everybody's healthy for 1, they're all bred, they all have potential twins. We could have up to 10 new lambs here this spring, which would be outstanding. You guys have already seen it. You know, we didn't start off the season the way we wanted it to. Coco, who I was very sure about, had the one, and unfortunately the St. Croix Rams interfered with that one, and that one didn't make it. So starting off the year on a bad note like that is definitely a little demoralizing. This is a lot more uplifting. Again, very exciting. We have new life again. It's also a sign that spring is coming. I always look at that as, you know, we start dropping lambs, the weather starts to turn. Today's beautiful. It's almost 40 degrees out here, so definitely a lot of good things going on the farm. And I really can't say enough about Spot, our ram. You know, he's definitely been very good throughout all this. He's a little protective, which is great, but not too much where you can't be in here with him. If you guys remember, some of you guys that have been watching a long time, Bucky, our old ram, there is no way I'd be standing here right now. He'd be charging me. Quite honestly, it would be pretty dangerous to be in here trying to video this. So Spot's doing a great job. He's a large framed animal. He is Katahdin. So hopefully his genetics translate into these guys. We'll see in time, as long as they stay healthy. So we'll let these guys go a little bit. I don't want to chase them around the pasture. Let them do what they got to do to make sure these lambs are healthy. It was a nice surprise for us to come across 4 last night. Again, expecting Brownie any day, and also a really nice addition to our flock here. So currently we're at 6 ewes that are capable of breeding, 2 obviously that you guys have seen here today that both have lambs, 4 lambs. We have Spot, our ram. We have the 2 naughty rams down there. And then we got good old Daisy. Where's Daisy at? Daisy girl was our little bottle-fed lamb from last year. A little bit underdeveloped for whatever reason, whether it's genetics or just that initial nutritional surge at birth. She just hasn't quite developed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with her. Obviously, she's incapable of breeding. She's extremely small. Just at this point really has become kind of a friend for the farm. My daughter absolutely loves her. She was over here petting her this morning. So it's kind of hard to think of what we're really going to do with her. Eventually she might just get processed off and we'll take what we can get, but she's really doing no harm here. Again, she's not even capable of being bred. She literally looks like a 3-4 month old lamb, and she's almost a year old at this point, guys. And this is the closest I've gotten to these lambs. So here you are, guys. Mary and her little lamb. No, I'm not being funny. And there's those three. So as we've been out here, I've seen everybody nurse at least a little bit, which is great. We will let them go, like I said. Obviously, you can tell they don't want me on their tails. I'll be honest, I don't know if this was in the plans originally, but here we are, guys. We have 14 sheep on the ground, potential to get up to, well, I guess there is a slight potential we hit 20 this year, which would be crazy. We'll see what happens. Obviously, fingers crossed that everyone does well. We'll keep you guys updated. Like I alluded to in the beginning, we are pretty much going to be full speed ahead from this point forward. You start dropping lambs. You know, it's always that kind of time of year where the weather at least will give you some hints of changing. This week, it's actually going to be up into the 50s, which is going to be a spring tease for us. It's going to be outstanding. Then we're going to get down in the 30s again. It's going to be cold, into the teens at night and so forth. Hopefully that's our little, or our last little wave, I should say, of cold. And then by that point, we should be mid-March and full speed ahead into spring. All the other stuff that comes with spring, you know, planting gardens and so forth and so on. We got a pig processing date here in a couple weeks. We got another ram that we got to take care of. Obviously gardening, like I mentioned. So that's enough of me today, guys. We just want to get out, give you guys the great news of having 4 new lambs here. Exciting times, like I said. I know I keep saying that, but until you live this, you really don't know just kind of what the feeling is to have new life born on your farm. It is definitely something that I'm proud of, and definitely something that we'll do whatever we can to keep these animals healthy. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be sure to keep you updated. Take care, guys.